It's a strange thing for a man to become a musician 26 years old, and especially because I was not into jazz as a young man. It came rather unexpectedly. When I was 24 years old, I stayed here in Paris for 6 weeks trying to study some French in Alliance Française. And one day I saw in the newspapers that there was a jazz concert and there were going to be some famous jazz musicians. I knew one name, Ella Fitzgerald, and I thought I should check out this famous singer, Ella Fitzgerald. And then it turned out to be a gathering of many famous talents. It was Ella Fitzgerald and her trio, which for me was just a revelation. I just couldn't believe it. Ella became my goddess that night. But there were also a small piano trio and a big band. And later on I learned that this was the Oscar Peterson trio. He was playing with the trio, and it was the Count Basie orchestra. Count Basie had the big orchestra. Before, I didn't know. I didn't know. You could have told me this same night that it was a Count Basie with the trio and Oscar Peterson with the big band. I wouldn't have known. That night, Ella almost one-handedly took me into the jazz music. It's very difficult to choose one book one would like to be. One possibility would be a novel called Salka Valka by Halldór Laxness. Landsýn in Icelandic. That means how you see. It's talking about when you're out in sea and you come to a new land and you see the land appear. That is the name for that in Icelandic, landsýn. The poet Steinar, one of our best poets in the 20th century, he wrote a poem late in his life. It's about his feelings for the country and for its inhabitants. A rather short poem called Landsýn. I wrote a tune to that poem, and I made a whole CD called Landsýn, and with a photo where you come to Iceland when you look at the country. I would like to be Landsýn, that poem. every man has an influence or spiritual fathers. I have had many spiritual fathers. So many double bass player in jazz music, but in the Latin music there is one person especially, Chet. The bass lines, for instance, and the compositions of this man are exemplar of the best things I have heard in Latin music. Very clear thought, and he is not playing all over on the double bass, even if he can. He has a very clear thought and very fine beat and groove and big tone. If I were a woman, I would have liked to be Celia Cruz. She is dead by now. She was a Cuban singer. Yeah, and many other female singers. It can be difficult to analyze one's own music, because even if I have been into jazz and into Latin music, then these words can mean so many things, really. And if you take one example of my CD Truno from 2008, I made with a Icelandic singer, Rencontre, and Múkisson, another singer. Then, for instance, the tune Náungar mínir is it's a blues in form, 12 bars, the usual blues form, but it's also some Latin thing, and even a slightly funky thing, because the funk is part of the jazz, and there's also funk in the Latin music. So all this comes together along with a poem that tells how difficult it is to get in touch with other people. A classical blues theme, you could say. So this is not typical Latin music. It's not typical jazz, but I think I could say, since I have made so many 18 or 19 records, you could say it's a typical Tomas R Einarsson, that I mix often so many things together. Glaður, allegri, joyful. Okay. I think F minor would be very fine. Anton Hoss, the pianist, bebop pianist from California. There's a song by Cole Porter. Let me see. It's the wrong time. No, it's the wrong place and the wrong It's Alright With Me by Cole Porter.
Hi. My name is Omar Guðjónsson and I play guitar in this band. Today I play 12-string acoustic guitar but through an electric amp and some effects. So it's a bit not straight acoustic but electric acoustic, something. Love.
My name is Mattias Hemsbach and I play the drums and percussion.